What's up, my awesome YouTubers? Red1988 or Justin back here to do another video for you. I know I just did a video yesterday, but today I decided why not do another video and continue on with my Scream Factory Blu-ray collection. So once again, I love Scream Factory. I love the stuff that they bring out, the titles that they bring out. You know, amazing stuff since 2012. So we're going to get started with part 2, but before I get started showing you guys the videos, I do want to give you guys a couple shoutouts. The first shoutout is going to be to Deadpit Radio, the boys over at Deadpit. I'm a big fan of theirs. I followed them for a long time. I've met them in person. Super awesome. Cool guys. Deadpit is back. They've been back since this pandemic has started. And I've loved seeing their videos again. So shout out to Deadpit, absolutely one of my favorite channels. And they have, you know, a radio show, a podcast that they do. So for me, if you like anything horror movie related stuff, check out Deadpit. I'm going to leave their channel down below. And I also want to give a shout out to Hanna Horror, another channel I love. He's a really cool guy. He loves horror movies. I kind of went with the theme with this video. So these guys love horror movies. I'm a big fan of theirs. Christian's awesome. So check out his channel, guys. Once again, I will leave his channel down in the description. So definitely subscribe to them. And again, if you love scary movies, if you like anything scary related horror movies, you'll absolutely love their channels. So let's get started, guys, with part 2. Starting off with the G's through, I believe, I'm going to say the P's. Yes, G through P. We have Galaxy of Terror. This is that really cool steelbook that came out, I think, about a year ago. Love Galaxy of Terror. It is an Alien ripoff, but I absolutely love it. Couple of fun facts. One, it's a Roger Corman production movie, but James Cameron also had, you know, some involvement in this movie. So really cool documentary on that. It's about almost an hour long, so that's really awesome. But I think it's a lot of fun. I love Galaxy of Terror. Then we got The Gate 2. Now this one's a kind of a little unknown horror movie sequel. Not a lot of people know about it, and if you do know about it, you might not have seen it. But The Gate 2 is a lot of fun. It's been a while since I've seen it, so I'm definitely going to be putting this one in either this month or in October with the first movie. I love The Gate. I love The Gate 2. Check this one out if you've never seen it. We have Ginger Snaps. This is a fun October themed movie. It's a werewolf film based around October and the Halloween season. So looking forward to revisiting it. It's been a while since I've seen it, and it just, I believe, just celebrated its 20th anniversary. So Ginger Snaps, a lot of fun. If you love werewolf movies, check that out. I have yet to see this, but I love horror movie anthologies. That is Ghost Stories, another IFC / Scream Factory / Shout Factory movie. A William Friedkin movie, one of his other horror movies, and that is The Guardian. This is a lot of fun, guys. Really enjoyed that one. So William Friedkin had the 70s horror movie The Exorcist, and then he did the 80s horror movie The Guardian. Not going to go into detail with this, but I did decide to pull it out of my Halloween collection, and that is the Halloween limited edition box set. Which is long out of print. I actually put my slipcovers in there. But yeah, I love this set still. Amazing, and I look forward to the Friday the 13th set. So wanted to show that one off for you guys. Absolutely love it. Hell Night, one of my favorite slashers from the 80s. Fantastic. One of my personal favorite remakes, House on Haunted Hill, and don't hate me, guys, I actually prefer this over the original Vincent Price movie, but that doesn't say much because I also love the Vincent Price movie. I think I just love the visuals in the movie, and I think this is actually a really cool remake that stays true to the original, you know, story and does its own spin on it. So love House on Haunted Hill, the 1999 movie. This movie I'm definitely going to be rewatching this September leading up to October or in October, and that is The House That Dripped Blood, a fun anthology film from the late 60s or early 70s. But The House That Dripped Blood, a lot of fun, great cast in it, and it's been a while since I've seen it, so looking forward to rewatching it. And we got The Howling. Love The Howling. One of my favorite werewolf movies again. This one's a fun one to watch during the October season or in the summer. More or less for me in the summer just because it has that summer vibe. Love The Howling. Great movie. Then we got its sequel, which I actually love the movie. I know it's so bad it's good. But Howling 2, Your Sister's a Werewolf. If you're a fan of this movie, it's worth picking up. I think it's a great Blu-ray for fans of the movie. And if you find it, pick it up because it's actually out of print. So a lot of fun. It's not as good as the first movie, but I still really enjoy the movie quite a bit. A John Carpenter movie that I've actually grown to really love. In fact, I will put this movie on quite a bit, and that is In the Mouth of Madness. I think this is great. This ends his, apocalyptic trilogy that he was doing with The Thing, Prince of Darkness, and In the Mouth of Madness. Great cast here, great visuals, great practical effects. I love In the Mouth of Madness. I think Carpenter's 90s films are actually really underrated. Carpenter is my favorite director, my favorite horror movie director. And I know his 80s stuff are probably his best quality stuff, but his 90s stuff I absolutely love. Then we got one of my favorite horror movies from the last decade, that is Jeepers Creepers. This movie still creeps me out. It's very effective today. I just love the atmosphere, love the two leading cast members. I think they're great, very likable, and the creeper himself is very creepy. So Jeepers Creepers. Jeepers Creepers 2, another movie I love. Now, this movie actually kind of creeps me out in some ways better, or even more than the first movie. I'd say the idea of, people being trapped on a bus with the creeper outside, surrounding the bus, that's very creepy. And there's a couple moments that kind of still give me chills when I watch it. But Jeepers Creepers 2, I feel it's very underrated, a very underrated sequel that doesn't get enough love. But I absolutely love it. Sorry. So let me get a drink real quick, guys. Going on, I know, guys, I have it, and I'm not gonna lie. There's some things about this movie I enjoy. Obviously, it's lower quality, but that is Jeepers Creepers 3. I have it with my Scream Factory movies, and before I kind of continue on with the other movies, I know about the director's past. I'm not a fan of the director. I just really enjoy the movies. I grew up with the films, so for me, they have a lot of nostalgia there. Again, not a fan of the director, but the movies I really enjoy. At least the first two movies are really suspenseful. The third movie is just fun. It's fun. I think what makes that movie not as good as the other films is that the film takes place a lot during the day. And yes, the first movie has a lot of day shots, but I feel like, if this movie was shot more at night, I think it would have been a lot better. And, it's not as good as the first two movies, in my opinion. Going on, we have Land of the Dead. I love Land of the Dead. Really enjoy Land of the Dead. Sorry about that. Really enjoy the movie. I'm growing to love the film, though. It's actually one that it grows on me each time I watch it. I didn't like it the first time I saw it. The second time I thought it was okay. After watching it, after the second time I watched it, I wound up actually quite enjoying it more and more. And really enjoy the movie. Again, close to loving it, so we'll see what happens with my next watch. Definitely Romero's best of his new Dead films. Obviously, the first three movies are the classics, but Land of the Dead, almost 20 years later, is actually a really good movie. So we got Legend of Hell House. I was talking about the House That Dripped Blood. This is another movie to check out if you've never seen it. Legend of Hell House, one of my favorite films from, I believe this is the late 60s. Late 60s or early 70s. But I love Legend of Hell House. Creepy atmosphere. The setting's very creepy. The cast is great. And I love the fact that this movie uses so much practical effects and practical visuals as well. Love Legend of Hell House. If you've never seen it, check that one out. Another steelbook here, and I think this one's available. I think the standard edition's out of print. I could be wrong, but it is Life Force, Tobe Hooper's Life Force. Not one of my favorite Tobe Hooper films, but definitely a good movie. The visuals are great. You get some early kind of CGI in there, and it still works really well today when you watch the film. Overall, really like it. It's kind of a mix of different genres. It's obviously a horror movie. There's some sci-fi in there. It surrounds like vampires from space. And Life Force is a great movie. I also think that, like, I was talking about John Carpenter films being underrated. I also think a lot of Tobe Hooper films, outside of like the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, are underrated. I mean, even Poltergeist, for him, is underrated. When you think of Poltergeist, you first think of Steven Spielberg, which is rightfully so because he, wrote the script and he produced it and he was involved with it. But a lot of obviously Tobe Hooper directed the movie, so you see a lot of his directorial style in the movie as well. So I think Texas Chainsaw Massacre, classic film, but I think after that, most or a majority of his films are very underrated. So, like Life Force, if you've not seen a lot of Tobe Hooper films, definitely look into checking his stuff out. I think he's great. Rest in peace, Tobe Hooper. In my opinion, one of the best horror movie directors out there. So, going on, we have the M's, starting with the M's. Misery, one of the better Stephen King adaptations out there. Great movie. I actually more now appreciate this film than I did when I was younger. Really love Misery. Love Kathy Bates' performance in that. A underrated slasher from the early 80s. That is Motel Hell. Love Motel Hell. Fantastic. So, love Motel Hell. Then we got, My Bloody Valentine came out in February, so I have this Blu-ray right here, and if you've not picked it up yet, say if you have the first Blu-ray out there, I'd say it's definitely worth upgrading. This thing is loaded with bonus features. You get both cuts of the movies, and the unrated cut, all those scenes that they originally put in to the first Blu-ray and then the last DVD edition, actually flows better in here, and they did something with it to make it look better. So this is worth picking up, guys, if you've not got it yet. I love My Bloody Valentine, one of my favorite slasher movies. So I love the small town kind of atmosphere, setting, the characters. They just seem like, it's weird to say, but they seem like your everyday people that you would see out and about. Obviously they're actors and they're characters, but they just make it feel real. And that's one of the reasons why I love My Bloody Valentine. And then I just got a, little Blu-ray case, and I put the extra slipcover right here. So it's a cool little slipcover. I got the collector's edition, so I got the posters, got the 2 slipcovers. For me, My Bloody Valentine was so worth getting all that stuff, because it's one of my favorite slasher movies out there. And then going along with My Bloody Valentine, like I mentioned, I like to keep series together, so got the remake, which that's a lot of fun. I really enjoy the remake. Night of the Comet, great movie there. Night of the Creeps. This is actually one of the rare times where I'm glad, I know they did like another slipcover for this movie with different artwork, but I'm glad that they stuck overall to the original artwork on the kind of standard release of this movie, I guess. I know, they have the 2 slipcovers, but I love the original artwork. I know that the first Blu-ray that came out and the DVD did not come with the original artwork, so I'm glad Scream Factory stuck with that. This is one of my favorite movies again, one of my favorite 80s films, sci-fi horror movies. It's a mix of different genres, and Tom Atkins, this might be my favorite role of his. I think just my favorite character from him. So Night of the Creeps, awesome movie. Check it out if you've never seen it. Then we got another franchise. So like the 2 sequels and the remake, they're from a different company, but I like to kind of keep my series together. But the first movie is one of my favorite films I love to watch in October. It's like Trick or Treat, both Trick or Treats, this movie, and Halloween 2. Like all-time favorite October watches. Night of the Demons. Love the Steelbook, guys. Love Night of the Demons, the original film. This is great, great Steelbook. I've yet to watch the transfer in this Steelbook. I actually hear they kind of did a better transfer with the movie, even better than the last Scream Factory Blu-ray that they released. But Night of the Demons, absolutely love that movie. Then we got these sequels, like I said, Night of the Demons 2. This is from Olive Films. I don't have a lot of Olive Films movies, so I got like a nice little stack, but I don't have them together. So Night of the Demons 2 right there. Great movie. Night of the Demons 3, I showed this off in my last update. This is pretty much a bootleg, Blu-ray on demand, whatever you want to call it. But, you know, great quality stuff here. I just put my old DVD in there, made it a combo. The guy did a really good job with the artwork and everything, so I'm happy with that. And until we get an official Blu-ray, I'm happy with it. And then we got the remake, so I enjoy the remake. I know a lot of, you know, it's got its fans. People either like it or don't, but I like Night of the Demons. Or the remake of Night of the Demons. Then we got Nightbreed, director's cut. I'm not a fan of the theatrical cut. I didn't grow up with the movie, so maybe that's why. But I actually really enjoy the director's cut, so very cool. And unlike, you know, most director's cuts, you know, it does feel like a different movie. You have the same characters, but I believe, you know, when they kind of put together the theatrical cut, you know, Clive Barker had to go and kind of reshoot things, kind of change the story around. So for me, the director's cut I really enjoy. That's my opinion. I really enjoy it quite a bit. Then we got double feature with Love at First Bite and One Spin. Got it for One Spin. I love that movie. Have yet to see Love at First Bite, but I've heard it's pretty entertaining. Then we got a really awesome box set. Again, I love Scream Factory box sets. You got the Omen Collection. So, love this set. Love that they all come in their own cases. This is fantastic, guys. I think if you're going to go and get the Omen, Walmart has this for $40 now, which is awesome. I actually paid like almost $59 on Amazon, but you know, months later, they got this box set. It's still available, guys, so go to your local Walmart. Pick it up if you see it. If you're a fan of the movies, if you're a fan of the series, I say it's worth getting. So, last stack here for this video, we got People Under the Stairs. Wes Craven, another great director, has passed away. But Wes Craven, absolutely love his films overall. There's only a rare few movies in his kind of filmography that I don't like. I love People Under the Stairs, though. This is great 90s stuff. Again, you know, Wes Craven, I think more than John Carpenter, you know, besides Nightmare on Elm Street and Hills of Eyes and Scream, obviously, and Last House on the Left, a lot of Wes Craven films, you know, don't really get as much love, and I think it's because people probably haven't seen him enough. I think People Under the Stairs is one of those examples. Great movie. Check that one out if you've never seen it. Worth picking up. I believe that's still available. We got Pet Sematary 2. I've yet to watch this Blu-ray. I'm going to wait until either, you know, end of September or in October. But I love Pet Sematary 2. It's totally different vibe from the first movie. But this is a childhood film of mine, so love Pet Sematary. A lot of TV watching there with that movie. An underrated Scream Factory edition. I really enjoy this movie quite a bit. Again, another director I love, Brian De Palma. That is Phantom of the Paradise. I think this movie is just underrated altogether. But an underrated Scream Factory edition. I love Phantom of the Paradise. It's wacky, it's fun. It's a 70s Phantom of the Opera, pretty much. check out Phantom of the Paradise if you are a Brian De Palma fan and you just want to check out different films, underrated films. That's one of them. I got Piranha, the original movie, which is really cool. I enjoy this movie quite a bit. It kind of goes down on level for me, though. I loved it when I saw it as a kid. Not as much now, but still very entertaining. So, Piranha, another director, Joe Dante. The Howling, Gremlins, Piranha, a lot of fun. And speaking of James Cameron, his movie, Piranha 2: The Spawning. So I think he did this movie while he was waiting to pretty much get the green lit on the first Terminator movie. So he did Piranha 2, probably for money, but Piranha 2 is a lot of fun. I enjoy it. Again, I enjoyed it a lot more when I first saw it. It kind of goes down in quality after that, but it's fun and cheesy. I enjoy it for what it is. So Piranha 2: The Spawning, quite entertaining. Then we got the remake. Like I said, I keep most of my series together. Piranha, the remake, is the best of the bunch in my opinion. I don't own Piranha 3DD. I stop here, but Piranha, the remake, a lot of fun. Then we got Poltergeist, and you'll know why I have this over here in a second, but you got the original Poltergeist. We have Poltergeist 2, which this one's grown on me quite a bit over the years. Kane always creeped me out, but I always felt like, the first couple times I watched Poltergeist 2, it just didn't hold up to the first movie. It's actually a great movie now. I actually quite love the film. Now rewatching it several times, but Kane always creeped me out. Again, great sequel, and I have much more of an appreciation for it now. Then we got probably my favorite sequel. It is my favorite sequel. Poltergeist 3. Love Poltergeist 3. I love the effects in the movie. Love the special effects. Love the setting, the Chicago, building always creeped me out. I always remember, as a kid, watching this on TV, and the one thing I always would remember is the big, tall building that they shot the film in. I love the mirror effect. There's so much things I love about this movie, and I feel like it's really underrated. Most people hate it, but I love Poltergeist 3. And then, of course, I own it, guys. Poltergeist remake. Definitely not a good movie. I've watched it a few times. I got it cheap one Halloween. Poltergeist, I will say the first 30 minutes, I'm like, okay, good movie. And then after that, it just goes downhill. But yeah, own it for the collection. So it was $7. $7. Then I have not seen this movie yet. I've heard it's actually really creepy, so I'm going to watch it soon. The Paninsky Tapes. I said it right, hopefully. But yeah, I have yet to see it, but I've heard really creepy things about that movie. Then we got Prince of Darkness, another Carpenter movie. Again, this is part of his apocalyptic trilogy, End of the World trilogy. But Prince of Darkness, I still think this movie is creepy. I think it's effective. I love, again, the setting. If there's a good setting in a movie, that really is a huge part of a film. And I think John Carpenter overall, with his movies, has great settings. This movie has a great setting. Halloween has that nice suburban setting, and then once it gets dark, that's just creepy. The Thing has a great setting, the snowy atmosphere. Prince of Darkness, this setting's creepy. The music's so good. I love Prince of Darkness. I actually might do a standalone review of this movie, because I love Prince of Darkness. Underrated 80s movie, Prison, Rennie Harlin's film, great movie there. Again, atmosphere's so good in it, and he did that before Nightmare on Elm Street 4, and that's actually, Prison is the movie that got him the job to do Nightmare on Elm Street 4. Then we got a franchise here. Now I have the 4K Steelbook coming in the mail, so I don't have the first movie anymore, but I have Psycho 2, which I love Psycho 2, underrated sequel in my opinion. I talked about how Halloween 2 is my favorite horror movie sequel. Psycho 2 is in my top 5. I love Psycho 2. Psycho 3, it's grown on me quite a bit. I enjoyed a lot more than I did the first time, but still, it's one of my least favorite ones. Not my least favorite, but one of my least favorite ones. Psycho 4, The Beginning. It's a TV movie from HBO back in the 90s, but I love Psycho 4. I know it kind of gets mixed reviews, but there's a lot of things I love about this movie, so love Psycho 4. And then, of course, yes, I own it, the remake. I actually have grown to appreciate this movie more than I did when I first watched it. Is it pretty much a shot-by-shot remake? Yes. There's a few like little added things that Gus Van Sant did to it, but overall, it's a shot-by-shot remake. I just enjoy it quite a bit. You know, the funny thing about it is, I think one of the things that makes this movie not as strong as the original is the fact that the movie was shot in color. I think the black and white, you know, lens, or the black and white really makes the original Psycho so creepy and chilling. I love that. You know, I love the original Psycho, just, you know, overall. I enjoy this one quite a bit, though. So the Psycho remake, I might get hate for that, but I enjoy it. You know, some of the casting's 50-50. Some casting's better than others. But Psycho, the remake, you know, we've had so many remakes come out within the last 20 plus years since this movie, and I feel like this is actually one of the better remakes. I know it was shot by shot, but you know, it's actually one of the better shot remakes. It's actually quality wise, it's better. You know, a lot of remakes nowadays, you know, I can appreciate and love a really good remake if it's good and if it's something I love. But I feel like, you know, the modern remakes that we've got, say, like within the last 6-5 years, aren't as strong. And most of the time, they're not as good as the originals. It's a rare few things where a remake is better than the original movie. Obviously, with Psycho, it's not. But I really enjoy the Psycho remake. So, sorry if I went on a little bit of a talk about the Psycho remake. And then the last two movies I'm going to just talk about real quick. I think these movies are underrated. I think the first movie is a horror movie. Very underrated film. I love this movie. It creeps me out. And again, it has a nice fall, Halloween, October, you know, feel. That is Pumpkinhead. I love Pumpkinhead. Pumpkinhead, honestly, and I'll talk about the sequel in a minute, but Pumpkinhead creeps me out quite a bit. It still gives me chills today. I think the atmosphere is great. I think the creature's creepy. Still very creepy today. I just love everything about Pumpkinhead. For me, this is a 4 out of 4. Love Pumpkinhead. Strong performances. Lance Henderson's in the movie. Stan Winston, rest in peace, directed the film, did the practical effects. Love this movie. Pumpkinhead's great. Pumpkinhead 2 Bloodwing. Now, this is out of print, but Pumpkinhead 2 I actually saw before the original Pumpkinhead. I saw this on Sci-Fi quite a bit, and it creeped me out. As a kid watching this, it freaked me out. I remember going to bed thinking about Pumpkinhead 2 and thinking about the creature, thinking about the old lady that used to creep me out. But Pumpkinhead 2, while it's not as strong as the first movie, I have a lot of love for Pumpkinhead 2. So, anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Sorry, again, it's almost 30 minutes long. It's like an episode, though, right, guys? I hope you enjoyed the video. Definitely check out the channels that I mentioned before. 2 awesome channels, Deadpit and Christian Hanna Horror. I'll leave their links down below. Subscribe to them if you love great horror movie related stuff. They do a fantastic job, and I love their channels. So anyway, guys, you guys are awesome. You guys rock. Happy Monday to you all. I hope you guys have a fantastic Monday. And with the positive, out with the negative. Go eat some Skittles, and much love to you guys. You guys are fantastic. Bye, guys.